Welcome to yet another episode of Socio Ideologies with Ruku, best known as Socio Ideo with Ruku, a series that aims to prove how reality truly fits an ideology. I am Ruku's Niti, and this is a Girls of Voices production. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be discussing the topic taboo conversations, as well as the various ideologies surrounding taboo conversations. So when we talk about taboo conversations, we are looking at various topics that you really cannot bring into the family sitting room. So those are topics that are viewed as sacred topics, conversations you cannot talk about at the workplace, conversations you cannot have in public, conversations you cannot really have with a lot of people. So some of these conversations include sex, money, death, mental health, and but we'll unpack that further on within the episode. We'll also look at reasons why we need to have more of these conversations, as well as the effects of actually having these conversations versus the effects of not having this conversation. The first taboo conversation we're going to look at is sex. So it is believed that sex is a conversation you should only have with your aunts and your uncles, Vanasekuru, Nana, Tete, depending with your sex. If you're a female, then you should have it with Anatete. If you're a male, then you should have it with Anasekuru. You're not really allowed to have a conversation concerning sex even with your parents. It's rare to find parents having these conversations with their children. The moment a child tries to have this conversation, the parents suddenly say, go and see auntie this, go and see uncle this. Now, what happens to the people I truly trust? Because let's also keep in mind that I would have grown up with people who truly know me. So I need to have those conversations are conversations I'm supposed to have with someone who truly understands me, who truly knows me, not someone that knows me from a distance, someone that I only see at maybe family gatherings, someone I only see at funerals. It shouldn't be that way. The next taboo conversation we're going to look at is money. So now, it's believed that as a family you cannot sit around and talk about money together. There's this ideology which says that the moment you discuss money with your kids, they won't respect you as a father. The moment you discuss, some even believe that if you're a man and you discuss money with your wife, then she will start controlling you because she'll start controlling all the finances. It shouldn't be the aspect, because if we want a society where an individual can learn to live by what they have, and an individual can learn to actually afford, right, to live a lifestyle they afford, then we need to talk about money more. Money is not a taboo. Money is an everyday thing. Money is something that we all need to survive. So we should be able to sit down as a family, discuss money, ways we're using money, ways to earn money, ways to use money more efficiently. It shouldn't be this thing that we only see on television or in the movies. Let's move on to the next taboo conversation. That is death. So in our African culture, it is believed that if you talk so much about death, you have a death wish and you are simply wishing for bad luck, you're wishing to die soon. So you find that as a family, you never talk about death. It is taboo to talk about death within our societies. So we have situations where I cannot even talk about what I wish for on my funeral. I cannot even talk about how I hope people will behave, what I hope will be done on my funeral, because that is viewed as a taboo conversation. You don't talk about death until it occurs, and when it occurs, you only talk about death during the funeral, and after that, it's taboo to talk about death. Now, the reason why this ideology needs to go is that the more we don't talk about death, the more we don't know what to do when death befalls us in the family. Because now, if there is a death in the family, but we never spoke about death, so I don't even know if my mother has a policy or not. If she does have a policy, I don't know how many policies she has. It becomes this heavy burden, it becomes this difficult thing because we never spoke about it. Or even we have situations where now family members are fighting. One person is saying, no, she wanted it done this way. And the other one is saying, no, she wanted it done this way. Simply because we never sat as a family and spoke about death. We're now working with assumptions, and then funerals end up being these battlefields between family members or maybe church members, simply because we all think we know what the deceased wanted whereas we don't know what the deceased wanted because we never spoke about death with the deceased. It is our duty as a society to talk about the so-called taboo conversations. It is everyone's duty to talk about sex. It is everyone's duty to talk about money. It is everyone's duty to talk about death and mental health, even dating. As long as we keep on avoiding these so-called taboo conversations, then our society is going to keep on dying in silence because these avoided topics we call taboo conversations are the ones that are killing our society the most. So even all these other taboo conversations that I may not have discussed within this episode, we need to start discussing them within our homes. We need to start having these conversations at the dinner table. We need to start having these conversations even at the workplace, these conversations in the family living room. As long as we start addressing these issues and we stop avoiding them, that's when we'll be able to actually start dealing with them as the real issues that they are. I'm Ruku. Thank you for watching Socio Ideo with Ruku. Do join me next time as we continue to discuss various ideologies that exist within our society. If you like me or what I was talking about, then do subscribe to our YouTube channel, Girls of Voices, Girls with a Z. You could also find us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter. The name still stands as Girls of Voices. Remember, Girls with a Z. So soon after this episode, get busy, subscribe, like, follow.